Welcome everybody to Aromatically Speaking, my secondary channel where I go live these days, usually spontaneously. Today, if you're joining me, have a little bit of a treat for us. Hello everybody joining in. I'm currently in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. And it's very quiet this week with, it's kind of like the calm before the storm, Christmas. And I'm in this beautiful, brand new inn. And guess what? I'm the only person staying in this entire hotel. It's a hotel. This is not a motel. This is like this is a 3-story, maybe 4-story hotel. And it's insane. There's no one behind the counter. And it's all decorated with Christmas galore. And I'm gonna get to the headline of this video in a second. Check this out, come in here. We have Christmas decorations. I still feel like I need to whisper, even though I definitely don't. You'll see right here, there's a bunch of wood. This isn't fake, this isn't a prop, this is a stack of wood. Why would we need a stack of wood? Check this fireplace out. And that's not a mirror, it's a 2-sided fireplace. You could roast, let's say, a baby elephant in there. I would never want to do that. Please don't ever roast a baby elephant, but a baby elephant could fit inside of that fireplace, and I apologize for my hair. I am filming a segment that will hopefully be edited and completed not too much before or after New Year's, but I am going to be doing some candle evaluation here tonight by this Christmas tree. Out there, you can't see it, it's kind of bright. Beautiful New England landscape. But let's get to the bottom of this live video. What did I entitle it? I entitled it Mocha-Latté-Chino-Cocoa-Espo. Short for espresso. And one of the things that the proprietors left me with in this hotel, and they should have known better, is this, what I can only imagine is a multi-$1,000 coffee machine. And I actually moved this to take a photograph. Let me put this poinsettia back. This is real. Put that back where I found it. But this thing is fully animated. Let me flip the screen around. So I spent a good time this morning investigating this machine. You can choose by hitting that button. You see those little coffee beans? You can choose the strength of your coffee. So, weak, moderate, Macho Man Savage, okay? We're gonna keep it on Macho Man Savage. Also, how much coffee by volume do you want? Do you want just a smidge? Do you want a cup? Or do you want a heaping helpful? I'm gonna keep it on, I'm actually gonna keep it on small because we're gonna mix everything together. If you go down here, this all happens instantly, folks. If I hit a cup of coffee, bam, coffee comes out. You have a cup here. It says the Hawthorne Inn, but I'm not in Salem, trust me. It's just that the same folks own this hotel. All right, sorry about that, folks. There was some form of interruption. I'm just happy it didn't, I didn't lose the stream. So let me get back to where I was here. So you hit the coffee button immediately. Coffee comes out of there. And as I was saying, the same folks who own this inn own the Hawthorne Inn in Salem. Coffee, we have decaf, we won't be needing that. We have espresso, cappuccino, decaf cappuccino, we won't need that, and we have latte. But we need some form of mocha or hot cocoa, and today we got some Swiss Miss, and I'm gonna show you something that I call the Carlson cappuccino, a process that I have, something I've been doing since high school. My friends gave me, gave this technique that I do, and they've always called it Carlson cappuccino. Anyway, so let's get to this. I do need a thermos, and thankfully I brought one. I got my good old Stanley thermos here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip the camera around. Hang in with me, folks. Hang in with me. Okay. All right. How does that look? I'll get on my knees here, so this way we're kind of equal grounds. All right. So we're gonna hit top strength, and we're gonna do, let's do a small amount. Let's start with the espresso. You ready for this? Check this out. Look how fast this, that's it. Now, granted, this is probably, I can tell you for sure that that is not real espresso, but that's probably super concentrated coffee. It smells delicious. I had plenty this morning, and it was great. So we have a shot of espresso in here. Hello, Uda, how you doing? Now let's get a cup of coffee, but let's make sure it's a small amount. You know, this is called a red eye when you mix coffee with espresso. Not to be confused with an Americano, which is just hot water and espresso. Now, first, let's put this in here, because I don't want an overflowage. Overflowing would not be a good thing right now, nor would the management coming in. And the thermos will come to play in just a minute. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that. Now we need cappuccino, baby, cappuccino. It's getting close. Whoa. Milk is look at that. That is hot, frothy milk action, followed by the coffee as what we would expect. This thing needs to be in my home. This is insanity, folks. I don't drink cappuccinos. I don't drink lattes. I'm a coffee purist. But yeah, when in this is like something from the Jetsons here. So look at the cappuccino here. It's kind of bright. Let me take it down here where it's darker. Let me flip the camera around. I apologize. Can you see that? Can you see that goodness? The frothiness? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Now, I shouldn't take a sip, but oh man, dairy. Am I gonna have enough room here? I'm gonna need a second cup. I'm gonna dump some of that out because we still need a latte. We need a small amount of latte. And here we go, latte. Here it comes. So I think really the process here for this machine now, a latte and espresso, much different beverage. I think they're just gonna reverse the order of the coffee and the milk. And that's really gonna be just about it. But of course, there's a whole lot less dairy in this because this looks like, look at that. Look at the color on that. That's gorgeous. Hey guys, give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video because I don't know if you guys want to see this stuff. Only way I can tell is if you give the video a thumbs up. So, latte. Strong. Okay, gotta empty some of this out. It's just too much. It's just too much. And you'd think we would be done. You think we would be done? Did I see Eric? I thought of this. First person I thought of when I did this was Eric. Well, I hope your cat is okay, Eric. Let me show you what the Carlson cappuccino is. Get another cup. Man, I just hope the management doesn't come in. The Carlson cappuccino, I used to spend a lot of time in diners in my hometown in high school, middle school. It was really the only place that we could hang out as kids. And it's really where I fell in love with coffee. But for many years, drinking coffee, I always put cream and sugar. It wasn't until later in my life that I drank it black. So what I would do, because it was so much cheaper to buy a cup of coffee at a diner versus buying an espresso, I'd make my own espresso. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did this. If I can prop you guys up. This tripod's a little bit different than the one I usually use. There we go. That's a good angle. So you just need one of these creamers. 1, 2, it doesn't matter. Actually, I needed this to be a wider angle. Ha! Improvisation, people. Improvisation. So what you do is you take, this is important, you take your thumb and you put it on the little piece of foil right there. That is crucial. Otherwise, you're gonna lose friends, and because this is gonna backfire on you. And now you take the bottom of the creamer and with your teeth, the tiniest little hole. If it's too big, it's not gonna work. If it's way too small, it has a potential of exploding in your face. But what you wanna do is just bite off a tiny little hole. All right? Now, you hold it up over the coffee. There's a tiny little hole in here now. Check this out. Oh. Getting lift, lifting it up always helps, but check this out now. Oh yeah, we have frothy Carlson cappuccino for the price of a cup of coffee and a creamer. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised at myself too. Okay, so let's get back to our beverage. What we need, only thing that we're missing now is the mocha or the cocoa part of this process. And we have our friend Swiss Miss. She's gonna help us out today. So I'm gonna put some Swiss Miss, the whole packet, into, guys, when you've been on the road by yourself, I've been on the road since, this is, I think, my 5th day by myself. This is what you end up doing, you know? You gotta find ways to keep yourself entertained. So that's a lot of Swiss Miss. Remember, sugar is something, Eric can testify to this. Sugar is something I can't do a lot of. So I'm gonna do a small amount of water. Actually, do we even need water? Yeah, I'm gonna do a small amount of water. What's good about this thing, you can stop it in mid-pour. Whoa, wrong spout. Bam. And coffee stir. Let's get a few of them. This is totally gonna pay off in the end. Trust me. And if anyone's just joining in now, I'm in a hotel by myself. So there's no supervision. There's cameras. So somebody somewhere could be watching me. But you know, they don't know what kind of state I'm in. And really, am I doing anything horribly wrong? Whatever happened to the customer is always right. Alright, and you still need to get rid of some of this. Alright, so here goes the Swiss Miss, highly concentrated into the Stanley thermos. So, as a reminder, we have a cup of coffee, we have a shot of espresso, we have a latte, we have a cappuccino, and we have a packet of Swiss Miss inside of the Stanley thermos. Lid goes on tight, because this is hot, this is dangerous. Children and adults of all ages, don't try this at home. You gotta give this a nice cocktail shake. And you ever see, you know, people in bars or in movies, and they do one of these kind of like cocktails? That's no cocktail shake. No. If you're really making a cocktail, you gotta really go at it. Seriously. My good friend, he blew out his shoulder at age 35 because he was bartending since he was in her early 20s. Now this probably will kind of pop when I open it. We need a fresh cup. Shake weight, you're right. It's kind of like shake weight. Is it snowing outside? It was. It's not right now, but it is white outside. I'm not as high in elevation as I was when I was at Santa's Village. It was snowy up there. All right, here it comes. Oh man. I think that'll do it. I'm not gonna drink more than that. So, all of this I need to clean before management comes. But let's look at the final product, shall we? Flip it around. So there it is. A Mocha-Latté-Chino-Cocoa-Espo, short for espresso, my friends. I'm gonna sit by this lovely Christmas tree and this chair. Look at it outside. Look how beautiful. You got the golden colors up in here from, you know, New England. It's beautiful in here that's almost 2.5 centuries old. All of these lampposts will be illuminated this evening. Got my fireplace, my private sitting room. I got a table. And now we gotta do a taste test. And then after this is all over, I have to go back to work. I'm technically supposed to be doing a vlog right now, and yet I'm making a silly live video. Okay, here we go. Are we ready for this? You know, it smells like Starbucks, really. When, you know, you walk into Starbucks, whether it's November, December, really maybe any time of the year, but especially during the holiday season, they have all of the cocoa specialty drinks. They have the hazelnut, well, they always have the hazelnut creamers, but they have all the flavors and stuff. But they're making all of these chocolate, espresso, coffee beverages. And, you know, when you're figuring a small Starbucks and they're frothing up that milk, that vapor of that dairy really fills the coffee house quite quickly. So that's kind of what it smells like. only, and it kind of smells like probably like one of those drinks that you would order. It's just, to me, this is, I drink my coffee black. Coffee black. Someone said this needs some fluff. Yeah. I should have done a Carlson cappuccino on top of this. What was I thinking? I mean, how could it be bad? How could it be? There's no way it could be bad. Hard Queen says, I drink my coffee black except a couple times of the year I'll get a holiday latte. Yeah, every so often I'll have a hot cocoa or a hot caramel apple cider, something like that at Starbucks. They used to have a white mocha something. They probably still do. But yeah, I mean, one, how could this be bad? Two, I think we're onto something. I mean, really, all this is coffee that's been enriched with stronger coffee, because it's not real espresso, with cream, and that's not like skim milk. That's not even 2%. That's some kind of, I don't know what concoction goes into that machine that it disperses milk. Maybe they put milk in it every day, fresh milk. I don't know. But when it was coming out, it was mixed with hot water, so it would froth up. The Swiss Miss is just any kind of bitterness from the strength of the coffee is eliminated. Sweetness will completely dominate bitterness of coffee. If you ever get your coffee and it's too bitter for you and you don't mind putting cream and sugar in your coffee, that's all you gotta do. More sugar, more cream will cut that bitterness away, and super chocolatey. But the biggest comment I have about this, are you ready? Because we shook it, right? The milk is protein, right? When we shake protein, it froths up, right? You ever see the bartenders who shake egg whites into your cocktails? I know it sounds weird if anyone hasn't had that, but trust me, it's really good. When you shake protein, it what do you call it? I can't explain it scientifically, but it creates chains and bonds, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it expands. So with that, and because the simple fact that there's dairy in it, and because we're dealing with sugar, tons of sugar, and we're dealing with Swiss Miss, the body on this beverage is insane. It is insane. This, to me, is like drinking. It has the consistency of heavy cream. And that's not an exaggeration. It's obnoxious noise. That's that noise you gotta make. You gotta bring in the oxygen into the mouth when you taste this. It's really, really mouth-filling, velvety smooth. It's got leaves a little bit of texture on the tongue. Got a little bit of that grip, like, you know, in a wine. Anyway, delicious. Am I sorry that I've spent 20 minutes with you folks making this Frankenstein beverage? Absolutely not. I think this is what Christmas is all about. Well, at least it is for me, because this is the only way I can celebrate Christmas right now until I get home with my family. But sharing these moments, these special moments with you guys are great. And there's great Wi-Fi, so I don't have to worry about things cutting out. In the comments below, I know you guys don't tend to come back to these videos because they go live and you leave and you never watch it again. But if you're watching this later, or if you come back to this video, in the comments below, let's keep this, you can use alcohol. Create a recipe, an outrageous holiday beverage recipe. You can use booze, but really try to be creative. Like, don't just say, bourbon and some powdered chocolate. You know, that's not going to cut it. Try to be creative. Let's see if someone can really create an amazing concept for Christmas beverage. I was almost going to make that candy corn latte for Halloween, only that never happened. Oh my god, this is way too much sugar for me, guys. Way too much sugar. I still have so much work to do, and I'm gonna crash any second. Any questions before we leave? Any questions? I went to Santa's Village. Guys, I think this was probably my best trip so far. I probably did the most at Santa's Village. And I was really afraid because it's been a long time since I've done like a full day, no break vlog, you know, nonstop for 8.5 hours. Literally, no break, no lunch, nothing. Just kept going. Had a great time. The weather was perfect. It was snowy, but it wasn't like below zero. It was like, believe me, when you're in that area, 25 degrees is warm. And I got to meet with the director of the park. I got to find out a lot about it's still family-owned theme park, and I got to learn a lot about the family. And what I did was, because I got so many requests, I tried a lot of the concessions that are at Santa's Village. It's something I never did when I was there. I mean, they're synonymous. Santa's Village is synonymous, if you look them up, for their donuts. They make these donuts on site that are delicious. And when I first heard about the pizza, I thought, like, pizza, like, okay, it's not really Christmassy. And I figured that it would just be like frozen pizza that they heated up for kids. But no, apparently, like, they make this pizza. They make the dough, they roll it fresh every morning. And this is like supposed to be the really good pizza. So that. I met the woman who's been making the fudge at Santa's Village for over 20 years. It could be over 30 years, to be honest with you. I just didn't want to ask her. And also, I talked to the folks who make the gingerbread cookies, and I actually got to, like, dress the gingerbread cookies. So I'm gonna get that video, dress it by, like, with the icing and stuff. So I was really walloped with sugar on that day. So I'm gonna do the very best I can. I can't promise things anymore because I've broken so many promises, but I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to get that video done for you by Christmas Day, so that on Christmas you can sit down and watch that video. And they've already invited me back for next year, so huge thumbs up to Santa's Village. Kate L, this is totally making my day better. Thank you so much, Kate. Kate, have we officially been acquainted? Did they have any warm, gooey cinnamon treats? Warm, gooey cinnamon. Oh, like Cinnabon. You know, what's funny, Eric, the donuts that I'm talking about, this was a little bit hardcore. The standard dressing for the donut, you can get them plain. They come in a little, like, wax paper bag. You can just get them plain, but the typical recipe is cinnamon sugar. It's like cinnamon sugar, and I think they put a little bit of brown sugar in there, if I was looking at it correctly. But kind of like Auntie Anne pretzels, they have a whole menu of crazy stuff that you can do I mean, you can mutilate these donuts with so much stuff. You know, I think one of the crazy things I saw was, like, they had, like, 2 flavors of frosting, and they're dumping it inside the little wax bag with the donuts inside, and then they shook it up, and I'm like, first of all, how do you eat that? And it's like, really? Is that, I mean, okay, I don't know. I mean, maybe if I had a knife and a plate, I'm not gonna be walking around in the snow. It's like munching on, like, mushy donuts. But it smelled great. It smelled wonderful. What else? Read some of these other comments here. I always just brought lunch. They let you bring a picnic. I always just brought lunch. It's to Santa's Village? Is that what you're referring to? Spook's Offspring? Yeah, right, because they don't, it's like Disneyland, you know, they let you bring in stuff. And I remember those donuts. Oh, from the video? I was gonna say, Nancy, have you been there? I think Amy from the video. Yeah, in my first video, just a complete stranger walked up to me and handed me one. And I'm like, no, I was just buying a coffee, but thank you. And she's like, she demanded it. She's like, no, have a donut. And man, it was delicious. But this was I got it back. I only ended up eating one or two. They're just so much, again, so much sugar. But what else? I don't know. I'm getting some, I think hopefully if I have enough time tonight, I'll get some in-betweens footage for you guys. I think instead of what I'm gonna do, instead of like making episodes, there's only a few of you probably know what I'm talking about. In-betweens. It's a segment I did last year. Instead of making episodes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a 40-minute video and just compile everything together and just kind of break it up in chapters. And I might even post it on this channel versus the main channel, because some of it, you know, for people who don't have context to who I am or what I'm doing, it would look weird on the main channel. So maybe this is their home for my In-Betweens channel. If anyone doesn't know, In-Betweens is me just kind of, it's like this. It's like what I do. I was filming all this morning, all this afternoon. I'm charging my batteries now. I came to do this live. When those batteries are done, I'm back at it until about midnight tonight. Then I'm sleeping, waking up, continuing here at this location, and by afternoon, I'm leaving. So when I'm in the car, when I'm driving, when I'm stopping off to eat, whenever I feel like rolling the camera, whether I'm venting or telling an anecdote or a joke, I try to just compile this footage, and I have been compiling it. I just haven't edited any of the footage from essentially almost 12 months worth. So there's a whole bunch of stuff from last year, and there's a bunch of stuff from this year, and that I will be putting together. I'm just gonna have to wait for when things slow down in January to do that, because I have a lot of work now. I've bitten off more than I could chew, and I essentially, earlier this season, I put myself about a month behind schedule. I mean, it's been three and a half weeks, 4 weeks since I posted and edited a video on the main channel. Okay, great question. Spook's Offspring says, why do the cups say Hawthorne? So the Hawthorne Inn, so if you look here, it's the Hawthorne Inn. This is located in Salem, Massachusetts. And then we have Concord's Colonial Inn, which is a very old, 1716, that building was built. That's going to be in Concord, Massachusetts. And then here, the Public House. This is where I am now, in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, the Public House Inn. And this place was built during, I think the 1760s. So yeah, that's some serious stuff. So the same owners, all three, own all three of these locations. So I'm guessing instead of just buying cups for all the different locations, they just buy one cup and they share. So it's really interesting. It's actually quite nice. The son runs the Public House. I'm not going to share his name. I don't know if that's right. And his father runs the Hawthorne in Salem. I was at the Hawthorne last year. I never made a video out of it because my footage got lost. But I've already talked to the management here, the owners, and they're going to hook me up with Hawthorne. So I won't have to spend a fortune next time I'm in Salem. And when I go to Salem, I usually have to stay way outside of Salem, spend a lot of money for a really bad motel, and then it takes, if anyone's been in Salem, it takes hours sometimes, especially around Halloween, to get into Salem, because there's so much traffic that's going through this tiny little village. Plus, during tourist season, you know, there's so many tourists, and you can never find a parking spot. Those of you who've been to Salem probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So, by staying at the Hawthorne Inn, those of you who've been to Witch City Wicks, Liz's shop, it's just right at the other end of Essex Street. There's the Witch House, across the street, the highway, you have Liz's shop, and then all the way at the end is the Hawthorne, and then right down the street from there is the Pickering Wharf. So I can just park my car, stay there for a few nights, and produce a video. Bam. Saving money, saving time, saving gas, and don't have to look for a parking spot. That's how you keep budget low. My Hawthorne hotel room. Oh, you stayed there. My Hawthorne hotel room was basically just a bed and a bathroom, like a bathroom. $280 a night. Is that how much it cost? That is pricey. You know, if you call them and ask them at the front desk. I remember one time they got me a room. They matched a room, I think, for that I found on Expedia. It was like $90. Not only that, but they upgraded the room. It was like this king suite on the top floor, overlooking the entire village of Salem. It was beautiful. Guys, I really wish I had that footage and I never got erased, because it looked like you were looking over the top of all the, you know, like Mary Poppins, you know, looking over the top of London. You see all the chimneys and the smoke, and I was in the corner, so over here I was looking east, and over here I was looking south. I could see the Salem Witch Mansion. It was absolutely beautiful, and it was in December, and it was snowing a little bit. But I know that they do have rooms there that the view is just really at nothing. Hopefully that's not what you had, Eric. Oh, and Kate says they have a witch's ball there every year at the Hawthorne. So that is interesting. So now that might be a possibility. That was never a possibility for me before. My brother lived in Salem for several years, and I remember visiting him because they have a huge parade, huge. It was a nightmare because there's just so many people. So I never even consider going to Salem anywhere near October. But if I can work something out, promote that witch's ball, that would be really interesting. That'd actually be really fun. It was a perfect location, and the hotel was nice, though. Yeah, the hotel was really nice. A lot of movies, not a lot, but some movies were shot there. You know, it's to me, yeah. I mean, it was. I had never even thought about staying there because it was kind of pricey, but I think I got that room in December for $90. I would say the rooms are much more. The rooms really feel luxurious, and like you're not, maybe luxury is not the right word, but are charming. They feel like a really nice inn in the Hawthorne. But the rest of the hotel, like the hallways and the lobby, it's beautiful, but doesn't have that charm. Like when you guys see the public house inside, the wallpaper, the carpet, the floors are like this and this, the walls are all crooked. It just, you know, you're in this really old structure and it has so much character. And same thing with the Red Line in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. It's just, there's artwork everywhere. You know, there's just antiques and a big lion's head mounted on the wall. Well, yeah, I mean, Laura says, I love history, I love old buildings. I was just saying today, because I met with the owner of the Public Inn this morning, and I was saying how, you know, kind of showing, like, you know, I was doing candles and I was doing these travel videos, and, you know, in 2019, I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more travel, but, you know, still keeping the candle stuff, keeping aromatics, just trying to juggle everything. I'm really trying to think about the future, but I told him that, like, I could simply make a channel just going to hotels, inns, lodges, cabins in the woods. I think I mean, honestly, there's so many things, topics for different channels that the Candle Enthusiast has kind of opened the doors to. I mean, first it started out with candles and then traveling, and it's like, but I mean, people always ask me why don't I do a wine vlog. I mean, that was always the main thing, do a wine show. I never really was into that, but I would love to do some. Would love to do, you know, beverage. This is a bad example. This was just fun today. And a poor employee came in and actually cleaned up after me. The mess that I made, it felt so terrible. Do they offer turn-down service? Uda, you're really funny. And your candle is in the mail, and that's not just the popular catchphrase or phrase. It is in the mail, and I apologize that it's been so late. It's just, man, I'm hardly home these days. No, they do not have turn-down service, but if I do some in-betweens footage this evening, tomorrow before I leave, you guys gotta see this room. I mean, it's not spectacular, but there's so many funny things. I mean, I love making observations of rooms, pointing out things that just, you know, when people are building inns, the things that they don't think of, you know, it all looks good on paper, but then when you build it, you're like, how does this make sense? Like, this door opens into this wall, and I have, like, this shower, right, in my bathroom, and in this hotel, it could hold, like, 5 people. I mean, you could bathe a puma in this shower, a tall one, because it's very tall ceiling too, but it's just glass doors, right? Okay, so glass doors, we've seen that before, but I'm not talking about like frosted glass doors, right? This is like you could accidentally walk into the glass because it's so clean. So there's that, plus on the other side of the bathroom, there's the whole wall is a mirror. The whole wall. I don't know how they got the mirror into the room and then into the bathroom, because the mirror is so big. It's like they had to put the mirror in the spot and then build the hotel around it. But anyway, there's this mirror that's right across the way from this shower with this glass door. And I mean, you're in the privacy of your own bathroom, but I mean, you're blatantly like exposed in the shower, just looking at yourself life-size, nude, shower in the mirror right there. The condensation eventually fills up the mirror and the glass, thank goodness, but it's just weird. Like, who comes up with that? Who thought that would be a good idea? A glass window? A glass? Why? Why do you have to see through a shower? Why? just open the shower curtain. Or put a shower curtain on the shower. Is anybody getting anything out of these observations? Or am I just making too much of it? Other thing, 4 pillows. I have 2 beds, 4 pillows on each bed. 4 on each bed. 4. So, I did what any reasonable person would do. I took 4 pillows from one bed and I moved them to the other bed. And I had a pillow festival. It was me and 8 pillows in my queen size, luxurious, fluffy bed last night. I had to do it. I had to experience, I mean, let me ask you this question. How many pillows is too many pillows? I'll answer that question with another question. How could you have too many pillows? You can't have too many pillows. I mean, when's the last time you said, this sounds like a stand-up material, it is not, but when's the last time you said, there's just too many pillows on this bed? Get them off. No. I mean, maybe one strays to the floor in the middle of the night, but it's not a conscious decision. You should check out the Roxbury Motel in the Catskills. The Diggs room has an aquarium in the shower. See, no. Yes, Kate, I want to go. I want to see that. I want to document that. But I don't. If I didn't have a camera, or if I wasn't sharing it with anybody, I don't need an aquarium in the shower. That is not a fantasy I've ever had. You know, it's not going to inspire me at some point in my life if I ever have an absorbent amount of money to put an aquarium in my bathroom. It's Indiana Jones, I think Jones themes. It's in the Catskills? I know. There's a lot of those hotels out west, motels, like on Route 66 and in that general vicinity, and they can be expensive. So if you're, I don't know, one of these days, I just have to, I was talking about this, about maybe spending 6 months on the West Coast, like trying to figure out the cheapest way I could live there, leave everything home. Of course, Elsa, I can't leave Elsa, so that would be a problem. But there's just so much stuff on the West Coast, like, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is that a lot of those motel rooms that are themed, like crazy stuff, like waterfalls in the rooms, and like, not that I need this, but like spinning beds and gold ceilings and fountains in the middle, like a I don't know, a fountain. I would love to see these kind of motels. I've heard people stay in them. I've seen people vlog them. I would love to do it, but what you have to do is you have to get on, what is it called? Not Open Table, but like get on a list so like a day there's a cancellation or there's a good rate, you can like zoom over there and spend the night. Because I'm not going to spend $400 to stay in a hotel room. I don't care what it is. Those kinds of rooms are only worth the money if you're trying to impress a woman with them. That's the thing. Would you impress a woman, a man, a mate, even a friend? Even if it was a joke, how much could you laugh? Like if it was just you and your body. Like a waterfall. A waterfall. You know, maybe a long time ago. Now, I don't know. Cruise Bats is not impressed. That wouldn't impress me. Stephanie is not impressed. I hate high beds. I'm short. LOL. Our bed isn't even on a frame. We tried and hated it. So does that mean your mattress in the frame is on the floor? I know what you're talking about. I've had I've fallen off of beds before, so it's not so much I can't get on them, but I have like fear. I get like I'm afraid of heights when I'm on beds. You know, I don't want to fall. And I used to live in a house that had like Spanish tiles, so if you fell on the floor, you're breaking a few things. And I don't mean like furniture, I mean on your body. You're gonna break your skull or something. It's funny, my great aunt, she's about this tall, little Aunt Rosie, she couldn't get on this bed. My mother and my mother's sister took her to a hotel, and they couldn't get her on the bed. And my mom and her sister, I mean, you know, I don't know how to say it politely, but they're in their 60s. I mean, they can't just kind of like, come on, Aunt Rosie, woo, and throw her on the bed. They couldn't get her on the bed. It was a problem. They had to call me, and I said, well, why don't you have her kind of sit in the chair and then try to roll over. She eventually got on. Maybe if there was a leprechaun and a pot of gold, a hotel room that was themed. Now this is Stephanie, I'm not picking on it, but this is Stephanie's fantasy. Picture this, if you will. A hotel room. Vegetation, there's greenage, right? The carpet is a shag green rug. It's grass, right? The walls are not wallpaper, they're not slabs of wood, they're not paneling, but they're like Lincoln logs. And multicolored marquee lights, and a big spotlight on a bed. And around the bed, the frame of the bed, is a big cauldron, right? So the bed is the pot of gold, and the bed sheets are like golden silk. Would that impress you? That actually sounds kind of fun. I won't lie. I would at least get a laugh. And I'm not making fun of you, Stephanie. Also makes it easier for the dog to get on and off the bed, says Laura, having her bed on the floor. And my hand can dangle off the side. No fear of underbed monsters. Does that carry over into adulthood? I think it does. Don't know. Is that a real phobia? Of hands? I heard a lot of people have that phobia of hands dangling off the bed. I'd rather stay in an old cabin in a mystical forest, says Nancy. See, now you really got me thinking about this. Like, what if the hotel was like a studio, okay? Hear me out, and then we're gonna wrap this up. If the whole hotel was a studio, you walk in and you're outside, you're in a forest, right? Over here's a stream, babbling brook, waterfall. Maybe there's even live animals. They could be animatronics, but you know, maybe we could have some tame, trained animals that run around, and the whole hotel is a forest, a fake forest. And then, within that studio, there are little cabins. So you have a room, a cabin, inside of the studio. So not only is the room themed, but when you step out of the room, the cabin, the fake cabin, you're in a hotel of fantasy and make-believe. And you can have fake thunderstorms. It can start to rain out. Yeah. I mean, you'd be sitting down on like a big, oversized mushroom, like in Alice in Wonderland, just hanging out in the forest, and it's gonna start raining on you. I like this idea. It's a full immersive hotel fantasy experience. It's not just your room, but it's inside and outside the room. The Fantasy Inn. The Fantasy Inn. Let's work on this. Let's write together a pitch, and we'll see if we can get some backers, some investors involved, and we'll draw some mock-ups, some sketch-ups, mock-ups, blueprints, and then we'll see if we can get this to happen. The Fantasy Inn. All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining me for this spontaneous live. I really needed this one. Needed a little bit of a break. Battery's dying. So thank you for joining. Remember to hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out. And know what else would help me out? If we got this channel with more than 1,000 subscribers. It's not a popularity contest, people. If we got this over 1,000 subscribers, YouTube unlocks the door for us to do other things. Meaning all of this time that we're sitting here chatting, money can be going into the budgets for the show. We're not making a dime. I'm not making, on this channel, there's no profit. People don't know this. Nothing can possibly be made unless they changed it since back in the day. You need 1,000 subscribers. Plus, there's no such thing as like super chat, and you have extreme limitations as far as what you can enable on your YouTube channel. So this channel, I don't mind. I like a small, intimate audience. I don't mind. I just want to get 1,000 subscribers so we can do all the things you can do that I can do on my main channel. So spread the word. Spread the word, you know? Get some people watching. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna... That's a hard thing to convince someone to do. Someone to watch a crazy guy go live spontaneously and go live on Sunday when everyone's watching football. That was good. I am caffeinated. My batteries are charged. I gotta go film inside the public house inn. There's a virtual tour online if you want to see it. Public is spelled CK at the end. Public House Inn and Bake Shop. I did both. I did the bake shop and I'm doing the inn today. And it is amazing. There's like 3 different facilities. There's this building, I can still smell the paint, not literally, but it's that new. They just finished this hotel, and then there's a hotel out the window that's two and a half centuries old. Options. And then they have kind of like it sounds like it, like not much, like they call it a motor lodge. I mean, I think they should lose that word motor, but it's just like they have like a very modest lodging here. So if you're really on a budget, you have access to everything. You just get a smaller little place to bunk up. It's a beautiful place, and it's right in the heart of Sturbridge. It's literally 4 minutes from Old Sturbridge Village. Couldn't possibly be in a better location. And there's so much shopping and New England goodness around us, including Yankee Candle, the first satellite store, first ever storefront of Yankee Candle, right down the street here. That video is coming in January too. Yankee gave me the permission to film there, and that one's going to be a special one. Someone's going to spend a little extra time on it. But that's it for today. Find some friends, get them to subscribe to this channel, and remember, leave a comment. Come up with a great holiday beverage. If it's good enough, maybe I'll make it live on one of these spontaneous lives one day. Everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful stretch to Christmas, the holidays, week. If you're not already on vacation, it's a little early to be on vacation, but if you're not on vacation, I hope vacation's coming soon. We'll be a couple days off, unless those of you who work in hospitality, then you know you have to work every holiday. I get it. I did that for years too. But everyone, I hope you're having a great time. I will be seeing you soon. Fake subscribers, says Eric. Fake subscribers disappear. That's why when you see people like, oh, they got a lot of subscribers, or there's a lot of thumbs downs on this video, and then one day all those thumbs downs disappear, it usually means someone's making fake accounts, thumbs downing the video, and then when YouTube catches up with it, they disappear. They don't think that far ahead. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. And Merry Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm still gonna wish you Merry Christmas. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good one.